Welcome to HDTV. You're now rocking with your boy. NBA legend wants asterisk on mediocre Lakers Heat finals. God dang it. What is this? All right. Legendary Dream Teamer Charles Barkley believes the league should put an asterisk on last year's NBA Finals between the Miami Heat and Los Angeles Lakers. The Orlando bubble was a joke, a fake environment without fans, and so were the last two teams standing. Barkley was drinking tequila with the guys during an appearance on the Dan Le show with Stugotz. When he got brutally honest, the NBA Hall of Fame referred to both the Heat and Lakers as bubble gangsters. While telling Levitard that he couldn't see himself ever going to Miami again because the Heat are a mediocre basketball team just like the Lakers. Barkley made the following comments in between sips of Cinco Anejo. Dan, they be like your Miami Heat. Since LeBron James left, I ain't ever going to see you again. I'm never going to Miami again. I'm never going to Cleveland again. Hell, I'm never going to Houston again. My whole basketball existence dictated by how good your basketball team is. So Dan, as much as I love you, I may never see you again because y'all are mediocre. The TNT analyst went on to discredit what happened last year in the Orlando bubble. That bubble basketball, it was a bunch of bubble gangsters. That don't count, Barkley said. The bubble gangsters don't count. I'm not counting the bubbles. However, Barkley did throw some lofty praise at Heat head coach Eric Spoelstra. He called the two-time champion a terrific coach who was solely responsible for sparking that magical 2020 run to the NBA Finals. Listen, in the bubble last year, Eric Spoelstra just outcoached those other dudes. Barkley said, Miami has zero chance against the Lakers, zero, but Spoelstra's a terrific coach and they had a game plan. Now, Pat Riley responds to Orlando bubble criticism. Heat president Pat Riley hasn't been immune to the criticism of the Orlando bubble. He understands that it wasn't a normal season, far from it, and perhaps the Heat's conditioning and discipline made them ideal candidates to make a championship run under those tight-end protocols. Either way, Riley thinks they were the best team in the Eastern Conference. We were the best team other than the Lakers last year. We ended up in the finals, whether it was the bubble or any place else. Riley told reporters, and so I take pride in the fact that people will say that the Heat and its culture were best suited for the disciplines needed in the bubble. And if that's the case, then fine. Then we had a little bit of an edge. And if people want to discredit what the Heat did down there, then so be it. What happened to us this year is what happened this year, and we'll have to deal with those circumstances. Riley said when people want to jump on discrediting the bubble run and say something negative about it, then that's their problem, that's their issue. Now, Damian Lillard's name has popped up as a possible trade piece for the Heat this offseason. The Portland Trailblazers are experiencing some growing pains, and the six-time All-Star could request a trade out of town. If he does, Miami is getting the third best odds to land Lillard, plus 300, the New York Knicks, plus 250, Philadelphia Sixers, plus 275, Los Angeles Lakers, plus 350, Los Angeles Clippers, plus 400 round out the top five teams. It's important to note that Lillard hasn't yet requested a trade, although espn reported that he was absolutely devastated following the Portland first round playoff exit. So basically, was the bubble chip a farce? Yes, it was, and that's what we were telling you. I didn't care who won the bubble chip. It was a farce. We all had live streams talking about this. We basically said, in quote, me, T, everybody, Uncle Frank, Sino, Nick Jacobs, Outlaw, We all said whoever won, it didn't matter. It was a bubble chip. You guys had 4 months off, and before those 4 months, the Lakers looked like shit. They were losing. They just lost the game to the Nets without KD or Kyrie. So this is the thing. This is what I'm saying. Oh God, here they go making excuses for the white boy Luka. They're making an excuse. But let this have been Kevin Durant or somebody else, they would have destroyed him. But Luka's the white boy, so they're gonna give him praise. Now, this is the thing. The bubble chip was not important. It was a fake tournament to get LeBrownies his fourth ring so he could say, I got 4 rings. So he could bring a chip to LA. Then everybody want to use the excuse, oh, it was a quick turnaround. Well, the Clippers had a quick turnaround. The Heat had a quick turnaround. Everybody had a quick turnaround. The only teams that probably had the most rest were the teams who didn't make it to the bubble and those who lost early. They still had a quick turnaround for those who were in the bubble. So I don't want to hear that excuse. That excuse is bullshit. Because if LeBrownies would have won, you guys would have been sucking his stick all year. The bubble chip is bullshit. And I agree with Charles Barkley. These are bubble gangsters. The Miami Heat reason they lost is Tyler Hero turned out to be a bubble guy. So was Duncan Robinson. And Bam Adebayo, it showed that he's a bubble guy. He has a lot of work to do. Jimmy Butler was out there doing his best, but he's only one guy. I don't see nobody giving him any comfort or trying to take up for Jimmy. But you guys will take up for Luka, and Luka's a great player. I love Luka. I am a huge fan of Luka. But you guys are doing this double standard shit like y'all did with Larry Bird back in the day. And I love Larry Bird. I thought Larry Bird was better than Michael Jordan. He was. I don't care what anybody says, he was. So I get tired of all of this double standard now because Luka lost. Look, Luka dominates the ball too much. He needs to learn how to play off the ball. You got to learn how to play off the ball, man. You got to learn how to move the ball around. Everybody has to touch the ball. If you don't touch the ball, you're going to lose. That's what Kobe was saying to James Harden before Harden took it to his little feelings. But Kobe was being honest. Now, back to this bubble gangster. LeBrownies and them were bubble gangsters. They were the only ones who wanted to be there. Nobody else wanted to be there. It's the facts. And then the ref screwed everybody else just to have them get there. And the guy who got him there was AD and Rajon Rondo. LeBrownies didn't do nothing but pad his stats. That's all he does is pad his stats. I don't give him credit for nothing. The only credit I give him is from coming from high school to the NBA, he's been able to handle the pressure. I give him that. Other than that, his playing style is whack. He's nothing but a guy who couldn't play football, but he went to basketball because everybody else was small, and he could use his size. And now all of a sudden the analysts are trying to say, well, is the game too soft? Why? Because Trae Young whooping the Sixers' ass? No. We've been telling you the game is soft. Don't bring that up now because your bum king is gone. And don't say that now because Trae Young out here killing. Stop taking credit from these players and give them respect. You guys weren't talking about this game being soft a year or two ago when we told you that LeBrownies has benefited from a soft era and them swallowing the whistle like they did with Shaq. They let Shaq get away with all this knocking people over just like LeBrownies is doing, but you guys didn't say nothing. So don't bring it up, media, because you guys are full of it. All of it. The bubble gangsters, I agree with Charles Barkley. Barkley is right, but he was also wrong, Barkley. Don't speak up now, Barkley, because you were the same dude talking about if LeBrownies would have got there to the championship this year and won, we have to open that conversation with him and Jordan. How do you skip this motherfucker over Kobe and Tim Duncan? I'm not a fan of KG. I would take KG over LeBron. I would. He's not a good player. I don't know what you guys see in him. All he is a football player. That's it. who couldn't make it in football, so he played basketball. That's it. Well, how does he get all these points? Easy. He goes to the line. He attempts 9 or 10 free throws a game, and then he always goes to the hoop. He's always playing inside, and then he'll hit a couple threes here and there. But he's never been raw from the three like that. Stop it. He's a bubble gangster, just like all of them were. The bubble was a farce. So now you basically just proved the bubble is trash. It's trash. The bubble doesn't count. Now, Pat Riley, he's going to defend. He's going to do that because what else is he going to do? I respect Pat for defending it because that's Pat Riley. But, you know, Pat knows in his heart that that bubble shit was whack, that it was weak. His team really wasn't great as it was because he saw it in the playoffs. You had a chance, Pat, to bring in James Harden. You should have brought in James Harden. James Harden would have made your team better. And Jimmy Butler, it would have preserved him for the fourth quarter. Bam Adebayo is not that guy. He has to come back next year and show that he is, but this year he is not that guy. He has had too many games where he didn't do well, but then he would do well. He's too up and down. This is the playoffs, Bam. I don't need you giving me like 10 or 11 points. I need you giving me almost 25 to 30 points, plus 10 to 15 rebounds. This is a league with no centers, no big centers down low anymore. And you let Giannis dominate you. You let Brook Lopez dominate you. Come on. You got to be better than that. Now, Dame Lillard. You basically got all those teams who want Dame Lillard. Would Dame Lillard fit going to Miami? Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the facts. So, you know, this is the thing. Damian Lillard would fit in Miami. He definitely would fit in the Clippers. That's what I'm saying. Damian Lillard would fit. I don't want, he would be good in the Lakers, but I would get rid of LeBron and I would keep AD. Damian Lillard would fit with Anthony Davis perfectly. But to me, if I was Dame Lillard, I would go to the Miami Heat. And the reason why I would, because him and Jimmy Butler would be great. Jimmy Butler wouldn't have to do nothing till the fourth. Him and Dame could be clutch. That'd be a nasty duo. Now, if you send them to the Clippers, if you trade Paul George, then I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't get rid of Paul George is like Scottie Pippen. He's a solid number two. He's a solid number two. He'll get you a bucket here and there, and he can defend. And your supporting cast could step up in place of him. But Damian Lillard, I think he'll be good, and I think he'll be good in Miami the best because I think he would fit Jimmy Butler's style. And then you got Bam there. Bam, you know, Bam could get the rebounds and do what he do. Bam would be a good number three option. He would be, depending on what the trades will look like. But we'll see. We know the Lakers are going to try to cheat and get him because LeBron he's the problem, but nobody wants to Nobody wants to call that out, but everybody want to always give him a pass. So you know, but let me know in the comment section, man. Do you think those two teams, the Lakers and the Heat, were bubble gangsters, or do you think the bubble count for something? And also, was Pat Riley right in what his assessment was about his Heat? And Dame Lillard, what team do you think Dame Lillard ought to go to? Let me know. Please like and comment and subscribe and share this video and hit that notification bell so you can receive notifications. And if you like what you hear, you can donate to the Cash App. The word is welcome, the number 2, and then HDIITV. Like I said, I take $1. If you want to give $500, that's cool. But like I said, the page is growing, and guys, thank you for your support. I will do a review on tonight's game. The game 2 is the Nets versus the Bucks, and then you got the game 1, Suns in Denver. Thank you for listening. We're out. Deezy.